And welcome into this Off the Rails Friday. I am lucky enough today to be joined by some friends who are also musicians. Surprise, surprise. The band 03. It's Ken Epling, Corey Adams, and our old buddy Jimmy Bellamy. Guys, welcome into the Dome today.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Hi, how you doing?
So tell me a little bit about the three of you guys. I mean, how long have you known one another?
Well, Ken and I have known each other pretty much since sixth grade. So we've been in bands on and off a lot of our adult lives, originals, covers, that kind of thing. But man, we've known each other since we were kids, basically. So I had a lot of mutual friends who are also in bands, and we have known of Corey for a lot of that time too, being in bands around this area too. So we've always kind of have a mutual admiration for the type of music that we've been doing, but not until the last couple of years have the three of us been connected, and it's been really, really awesome.
Jim and I have played in bands together for, like he said, off and on for forever. Corey and I have played in bands together, but this is the first time all three of us have gotten together to do anything.
So give me a little bit of history. I know Jimmy and Ken met in school, okay? But you said you were in several bands together. Jim and Ken, bands you were together, and then Ken and Corey, bands you were a part of in the past.
Oh, man.
Just a couple that people would know.
Yeah, the original band that Ken and I were in for the longest time was called Crawl Space, and that was with Eric Rose and Eric Connor. And then a lot of folks out there listening will probably remember Earl P. and the Family Tree. It's a cover band that played out all over the area for many years. Ken and I were members of that band too. So, those are probably the two most noteworthy ones that the two of us have been hooked up in.
I would say
And Ken, you and Corey, what bands were you guys in together?
We never had a name, I don't think.
We kind of had. We went by a band. It was like we had a Possum Fergus. It was a all original thing that we were doing for not for very long.
No.
We actually I have a real quick interesting story. Corey, we were jamming with Corey. He doesn't like the story, but it's hilarious. We were jamming with Corey. He was coming up. He was writing vocals, doing lyrics and stuff, and he was going through a lot of stuff at the time. So he says we're in the middle of practice, and we were practicing in the north side of the square up in the third floor old ballroom. I think Dave Swanson owns that now. Yeah. So we're up there. It's an awesome place. We're practicing up there. Corey says, "Hey man, I'm gonna run uptown real quick and get a pack of cigarettes." And we say, "Okay." And he grabbed his stuff and he took off. And I didn't see him again for 3 years. He never came back. I have no idea where he went. I didn't see him for 3 years. And then we started like we ran into each other again somewhere. I was like, God dang, where did you go to get cigarettes, man? So just, a lot of stuff that was going on. He was just like, okay, I'm out. And he just took off. And it was just a great story. And now we've been, he lives right up the road here. And we hooked up again and just started playing. And Corey was in a band back when Bug and I were in Crawlspace, or Jim and I were in Crawlspace, sorry. Corey was in a band called Stash, which a lot of people around the area also know. They were a pretty big local band here, and we used to always play shows together, Jim and I in our band, and Corey and his guys in his band. So that's kind of where we met back in the early 90s. So
Yeah, way back.
So Corey, where did you go for 3 years, man?
I semi-retired from music.
Bands are notorious, man, for having whatever fights, breakups, however that.
It's like a marriage.
yeah, it is.
It is. But I've never heard one where you're playing and jamming and one guy leaves and never comes back. That's a first.
We've heard it now.
Yeah, I have heard it.
One of my favorite stories. It was great. We're standing around like, what's going on? Where'd he go?
How long
and him were close friends, so he was like, yo, he'll be back, and never. 3 years later.
How long did you wait for him, Ken, before you decided he wasn't coming back?
Probably about half an hour or so. After like 30 minutes, I was like, I don't think he's coming back, man. So we just started playing again, and then we ended up talking to somebody else, and somebody else came in and started doing some vocal work with us. But yeah, it's the band world. Like you said, that's just what happens.
There's always something.
Yeah, somebody's got something going on, or but usually they let you know.
They do normally at least let you know that they're leaving, and normally it's a big breakup. It's like a bad marriage ending, you know.
Yeah.
Doors are slammed and things are thrown, you know.
Oh yeah, been
All
there.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Been there.
So what brought the three of you together this time now? Why did you decide that it was time for you guys to get together?
I think you showed me some stuff you and him are doing, and that's
Yeah.
how I got brought in.
Yeah, that's probably correct. We were writing stuff together, Jim and I, and we wanted a third, someone to add some stuff to it. And I knew Corey was not doing anything, just writing his own stuff. So he came down and was listening to our stuff, and then he's like, "Well, I also have some music that I've been working on." So we all just started kind of collaborating together on all of the stuff, and just started writing music together.
Wow. Everything that you do right now, all original?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, we do practice some covers every now and then, but I think it's more just for our amusement than anything else.
Yeah.
Like Ken threw a party recently, and we played a Cure song, and I thought that went pretty well. But most of the time that we spend is spent writing originals.
Yeah. Who are the writers? Everybody write in this group, or is there a primary writer of music and writer of lyrics, or does everybody kind of get involved?
These two guys handle most of the lyrics. Corey's probably the main lyricist, and Jim does a lot of the stuff too. I just kind of throw in. I help kind of orchestrate the music, help put it together, and we're all together on the songs as far as how we're going to play them, you know, and all that kind of stuff. We all throw in for that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's listen to one of the songs. The song that you guys have kind of released already. In fact, you sent me three over here today, and we're going to let the folks that are listening to us right now hear all three of them before the day's over. The first one, though, "Becoming," has gained some traction early. So tell me a little bit about this song. Who wrote it? How'd you put it together? And where can people find it at this point?
What was the question again?
Becoming.
Yeah,
like
the song
Oh,
background.
Who wrote Becoming?
that song is about drug addiction.
Okay.
There was a dark time for me, and so when I came out of that song sort of symbolizes the struggle, I guess, as it were.
So this, Corey, this is one that you wrote. You wrote words and music to this thing.
Yes. Yep.
And how long have you had it? When did you write it?
Yeah, that's probably 20 years old at least.
Wow. So it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Been around.
Well, it's been in a closet, in a box, you know. I've sort of been a personal song for me that no one's really ever heard. Or
Yeah, he was really hesitant about even bringing it out because it was so personal. And then I think once he did and we heard it, we were just like, I thought it was a great song. I was like, man, this is great, you know. And this, if you listen to the song, I think it is kind of a dark song, but it's uplifting. You know, it's like the end of the song. By the time you get to the end of the song, it's like you can tell that the overall theme of the song has changed from the beginning to the end. So I think you can feel that from listening to it.
And it's kind of the start of one of the things that's kind of become our signature sound too, is putting kind of an epic ending to a song. So Corey brought the song to us, and then we all three took it and kind of added little things to it. And that end big build-up part that you'll hear in the song "Becoming" is kind of like the start of that signature sound that we started to find.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I have 03, the members of 03 with me today, Corey Adams, Ken Epling, and Jim Bellamy. And we're going to take a listen to their first song that's out right now. It's called "Becoming."
and watch it consume me again. And I have no chains yet, I am tied behind no bars. Still I am king. What am I becoming? What have I become? What am I becoming?
My guest here on the Q on an Off the Rails Friday. I've got Corey Adams, Ken Epling, and Jim Bellamy with me right now, and the song "Becoming." Wow, guys, that is something. If somebody would want a copy of that right now, okay, I heard it right at this point in time. Is there a way of coming up with these songs for them, for any listeners?
Well, for right now, the songs are available on the band's Facebook page, so you can look up 03. That's the word 0 and the number 3. And you can find our Facebook page where we're going to not only have the video for Becoming, but we're also talking about shooting some footage for a couple of other songs so we can start launching more videos that way. Once we get enough songs, we're in the process of recording right now, so once we get enough songs to have an album, then the plan is to try to distribute those things digitally. So my goal has always been to get them up on services like Spotify and things like that so that people can just stream them from everywhere. Not sure if we're going to actually do physical CDs or not. Who knows? It might just be a case where if friends reach out to us and say, you know, hey, I wouldn't mind getting a copy, a CD or something like that, then we can probably just burn them off a computer, you know, do it really mom and pop that way. But my goal has kind of always been with this band, once I heard these songs and how good these songs are and how much potential they have, to get these up on some sort of a digital platform for everybody to stream. So that's the ultimate goal with it.
And, you know, that is where we are nowadays. I mean, I'm an old guy, so I remember vinyl and then, you know, cassettes. Heck, I remember 8-tracks, man. So I don't put it out on 8-track, guys. I think that's a dead commodity nowadays.
Yeah,
it would be fun offered on 8-track.
Only The digital, the
Everybody
digital
had to
8-track
buy
that
it.
we have, unfortunately, is not the same 8-track as the one that comes in those really sweet cars. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
no doubt.
I don't think there's a converter for one to the other.
My first-
So where do you record, guys, and how do you put all this together? Who does the mixing? Who does the video?
Ken does all the mixing, all the recording.
Corey does all the video.
I do the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do it at my house. I've got a room set up that we're sitting in right now, actually, where it's just everything's set up here,
It
ready to
happens
go.
all right here.
Yeah. And we just, as we're playing, if we get an idea, everything's actually tracked through my mixing board into, we've got a couple different recorders. I actually still have an old 4-track tape recorder that we use more than we use the digital one, because that's the one we use to capture all our ideas on. So I've bought the Dollar General store and Walmart out of all the cassette tapes that they have, because you're hard to find. So when I find them, I just
Yeah.
grab them. But
Yeah.
with everything just wired in, as we're going through, it's like, oh, I like that. It's a good idea. We just hit record and we just play through it, and then we've got it recorded, and then we can go back and revisit it. We don't really play or practice to play out. We write and record. So there's a lot of these songs that we have recorded months ago, and we haven't played since then. So like it's a different, because always before I was in bands that we would play and rehearse so that we could play out. So you were playing songs over and over and over to get them down and get them tight. And with these, we learn them and record them and move on and write stuff so fast. Somebody will be like, how does this song go? And I'm like, crap, I don't even remember. What key is this even in? I can't remember how to play this.
That's actually bad.
Yeah, it is a bad thing. Somebody wants us to come play live. Well, we have to practice for 2 months first just to be able to do it.
So that's never really the goal for this band, though. You don't ever see yourself headlining the Eagles on a Friday night.
I mean, no, not really.
Yeah, not with all original music.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
You gotta find that niche.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah, and the three of us all come from we're all original music, and then Jim and I were in a cover band, and and it's a fun time. I had a fun time doing it, but it just wasn't. It wasn't giving me what I needed from music. I've always been an original music person. Playing someone else's music is fun, but it's not the same fulfillment for me. So
Yeah.
getting back to being able to do originals, it's just I like it. I like it a lot better.
We were fortunate enough to go out to Austin, Texas with Max Nossinger here about a year or so ago and meet a bunch of local Austin, Texas musicians. And these are guys who have been playing their own music for 35, 40 years, and what a career. I mean, it's got to be difficult, but it's a lot easier. At least it has been a lot easier, obviously, in Austin. Brian's not in Texas, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Well, there is a Bryan, Texas.
there is.
Yeah, there is a Brian, Texas.
I don't know if they have a music scene though.
Probably not as good as Austin.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite like Austin at that point in time, but it would be a blessing, I'm sure, if you could take these songs to that next level and that become what you do for the rest of your lives,
be awesome.
Next 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know Jim's at Northwest State. What did Ken and Corey? Where are you guys? Where's your day jobs at nowadays?
I work at NOCAC out of Defiance.
Mm-hmm.
I work for Grammar Logistics. We're based out of Columbus, Indiana. My office is in Montpelier.
Wow, there you go. A lot of these folks think that musicians just play music all the time, but it kind of becomes a side gig. So, can you remember the day or the moment that brought you three guys back together? Was there that aha moment where Jim and Ken were sitting and said, "You know what, this is going well, but we sure need Corey"? Or did Corey just show up and say, "I've been gone for 3 years, but I'm back. Let's put this all back together"?
Folks!
And I don't even smoke.
Also, I quit smoking.
Yeah. That's what I did while I was gone.
What brought 03? Why did 03 come together at this time?
Well, I think that Ken and I you remember Glenn Wright, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Changing Elements band and the new band he's in now. The three of us had been writing together, and then Glenn went and was kind of working more on some solo stuff. and we had the skeletons of, I'd say, 5 or 6 pretty good songs, and that's kind of what brought Corey over, was to listen to those, as Ken said before. And then Corey broke out a guitar and started playing some of his stuff, and I can't speak for Corey to say kind of what made him feel comfortable to want to share some of that stuff, but I'm grateful that he did, because we've really been inspired by the kind of things that he's been playing. And so, you know, bringing those songs out, some of those songs are 20-some years old or whatever, we just have this chemistry that you can't manufacture. And so it was a real blessing for us to have Corey come over, because you know, bring in a catalog of songs that he'd been working on in the past, and, you know, us being able to take those songs and structure them in a way that, you know, if you know, we needed to add an extra part, or, you know, we build up, you know, to another part or whatever. It's like it was the three of us were kind of meant to be together to write this kind of music. So I can't speak to, you know, what exactly brought Corey here, but just very thankful that he is, and, you know, we're writing some really good music as a result of it.
Right, I agree with that. And one of the things I like about working with Corey at this level is, you've been around musicians, you know, guys come in and say, "Here's my song. This is my song. It's got to go like this. This is my song." Whereas Corey's never been like that. He's like, "Well, this is what I have," you know, and then he allows Jim and I to make suggestions and additions and write lyrics and sing and all that stuff, instead of saying, "This is my song, and you guys are the backing musicians, and here's what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna play." He's never ever said that. He just said, "This is what I have," and that's awesome, because most people aren't like that. You know, this is my song, and we're gonna play it my way. And he's never said that about any of his stuff. He's been very willing to let us. Some of the songs, by the time we're done with them, it's still the root of what he brought is in there, but it's a completely different song. And I've always appreciated that about being able to work with him.
Yeah, I like that. I like to leave it open for the other creative minds to sort of take it somewhere that I can't. I don't know, that it turns into a different song.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, the root's still there, but then it has these other thoughts.
Yeah. It becomes our song instead of my song or his song. It's our song.
Yeah, which I like better anyways.
You guys have really stumbled upon a secret, I think, to very good songwriting and a history of very good songwriting. When you listen to the guys from Austin that we met, who are singer-songwriters, that's how they do it. One guy gets the idea, he tosses it out on the table to the other members of that band, and then before it's all over and done with, it all works out. And then all of a sudden they start to cooperate with people from other places. So then they'll cooperate with a guy out of Nashville or you know, wherever. And the next thing you know, it's just one big happy songwriting family that gets together, and somehow they make money. So hopefully you guys will too. And when you do, don't forget old Uncle Jim here. How's that?
Well, you did give us our first radio interview, so
Yeah.
I'll make a dollar.
So take me out and buy me a cup of coffee or something.
A cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sworn off anything else. How's that?
good move.
All right, let's get into some more music, man. We've talked enough. I think people want to hear some more. The second song we're going to feature today is the System, all right? Give me a little background on this one, guys.
It's kind of about how everybody just kind of, not everybody, but so many people go through life just punching the clock.
Yeah.
Just wake up, clock in, do their day, come home, clock out, and that's it. You know, there's, you know, that a lot of people get caught up in that, where you don't see a lot of the things around you because you're just so busy being focused and just focused on what's in front of you. You know, you don't see the forest because of the tree, I guess.
Yeah. That's a good explanation, I think.
So who wrote this one again? Corey, is this another one of yours, or?
Yeah. Yep.
An old one.
Yeah, that's an old one too.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Originally brought in, I think this is another one of those songs that when Corey started playing it, what Ken and I started playing as complementary pieces to it. I don't know it was exactly what you had in mind, but it was a case again where Corey was willing to kind of trust us and roll with it.
It kind of took life of its own.
Yeah, like the drum pattern that I play in this song, I don't think is exactly, you know, what Corey was thinking, but it sounded right to me. And so as we played it, it was like, okay, you know, I didn't see that coming. And, you know, and that's kind of the nice surprise of being able to structure these songs with 3 willing participants to it that are willing to change, is you come up with something really beautiful as long as you just trust that everybody else is working in the same direction with you. So really, really happy with how the system turned out.
With that, let's listen to 03's song, The System, here on the Q 96.5.
Crazy, like we don't know which way, yet we pretend that we do. Yet we pretend that we do. We don't walk right and we don't talk right and we don't think right and we watching and waiting for the dream. We don't comprehend what we do. Alien to the world that's outside of us, blinds us, makes us function just like they do. Makes us function just like they do. We don't think right and we don't see right and we don't walk right and we don't talk right.
I've got 03 with me here on an Off the Rails Friday, and already we've heard Becoming and The System. And again, guys, one quick plug, if anybody listening right now would like to download this music or listen to it again, where can they find it, Jim?
You can go to the band's Facebook page, which is the word 0, Z-E-R-O, and the number 3. Find us on Facebook, and we're going to be shooting some footage for a couple new videos. Imagine the System would be one of those songs, and then probably also another song that isn't going to be played today, but there's plenty of opportunity to shoot footage and make some nice videos. Corey does an awesome job with that. And ultimately the goal is, once we get the album finished, Like to get that up on digital distribution. So it's not there yet, but you should be able ultimately to find this stuff on Spotify and other music digital services. So
03, where'd the name come from, guys?
wow, it's kind of a text thing back and forth, like you go through the process that every band does, trying to figure out what you want to call yourself. We had a band name originally, and then we decided that there were too many things that already had that same name, a TV show, an app, a this and a that, and we didn't want people to think that we named ourselves after a TV show or anything like that. And so you do what bands do, you start throwing ideas and back and forth, and you spitball, and you see which thing sticks. And I forget who said, I think it was you, Corey.
Yeah.
That said 03, and so I had a one of those kids doodle magnetic boards at home that my son plays with, and I sketched out really rough some lettering pattern of 03, and they kept going, nah, I don't know that, I'm not feeling that, and I kept sending them pictures over and over, being obnoxious about it, no, I'm
Pretty sure it was the same picture every time.
Yeah, it was probably the same picture every time. I really like the name 03. I think we can do something.
Jim fell in love with it before
we were sold on it.
It just sort of grew.
Yeah.
He did like a Vulcan mind meld with you at some point in time, and you didn't.
It was more like an annoying kid at the store that wants a candy bar.
Mom.
Or a box of cereal or something like that.
I like this name.
But I got my box of cereal.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
As long as I get my cereal.
For some reason.
So, I know, Jimmy, you're the drummer, right? I mean, when I look at the back of the album one of these days, I mean, what's it going to say that Corey and Ken do then?
Vocals and guitar.
Okay.
Then I'm vocals and guitar and harmonica and bass, whatever. I just do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
Fill the hole.
He's a chameleon.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. Influences, guys. I mean, who influenced the three members of 03 musically?
I'm gonna have to pick the Cars, Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd.
Yeah, there's so many
Primus.
so many different influences. We all of our backgrounds come from heavy metal music. That's what we've primarily all the bands we've played in, original bands up to this point, were heavy metal bands. I listen to just about everything nowadays. I've actually gone back and started listening to bands that I didn't used to listen to when I was younger. Now, because there seems to be such a void of music.
I agree.
Coming out, I don't know why that is. It just so I'm going back and listening to stuff, and I don't know. I've got mine are along the same lines. A lot of old heavy metal stuff, Black Sabbath, Clutch, and then I like a lot of the '80s pop bands too. Yeah. Like I like Duran, Joy Division, stuff like that. So just basically anything.
Me too, actually. Mm-hmm. I've just discovered Rush.
Yeah.
I did not like Rush growing up.
Yeah. Neither did I.
Growing on me.
Yeah. I do like
really?
them. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a band that I somewhat grew up with. What turned you off initially and then turned you on recently?
I think originally what turned me off was the vocal style was weird. I think the music, what they were writing was too advanced for me to grasp at that younger age.
That could be.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I needed to grow up, I think, to appreciate.
Working Man is such a great song.
Man.
Such a great song. That's what brought me back to Rush too, because I was saying with him when I heard him as a kid. First off, the vocals were weird and they weren't heavy enough for me. That's not even heavy.
Yeah, I think
So then now that I'm older and I listen to it, I was like, wow, that didn't even have to be heavy because it was just good. So
actually really good.
Yeah. Why a three-piece, guys? Most bands end up with four. Why just three?
We don't have enough room down here for more than three.
Well, and it's so difficult to find the fourth guy half the time, and then you have to deal with another personality.
Chemistry.
I think
chemistry has a lot to do with it too, that we've stumbled on something that's pretty special, and bringing in a fourth person it becomes a chemistry experiment at that point. And if we add too much of something, does it take away from what we have, and does it become something else that's not supposed to be? So it's just kind of the way it started, because we're the three people who were going to come down here and jam, and adding a fourth person.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because like I said before,
we're getting what we want to get out of the three of us.
And with the way that we play, we don't play to play out. We play to record. So I'll play electric guitar on the recording, and then I'll put the bass in, because we don't play live, so we don't need both. I don't need someone to play bass. I can just go back and put harmonica on or whatever. We don't, because we're not playing live. We don't need that fourth member.
You might have to hire a guy to play that fourth member.
If you ever play out.
Yeah, if we do live.
Yeah. Out there.
I love it. Corey, I guess the last question that I want to get into the last song as we leave everybody here today. You aren't going to walk out and leave for 3 years, are you?
No. No, not this time. No.
You seem pretty happy, man. You seem like really, as a three member band at this point in time, you're almost like family.
Yeah. It's pretty comfortable.
Yeah. It looks that way. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I've got Jim Bellamy in the bottom corner, the closest to everybody. I've got Corey Adams in the middle, and Ken Epling on the other side of the screen. If you're watching right now, or if you're listening, well, now you that's why they do the football thing. I'm going left to right, Jimmy, on your radio dial.
Be their eyes and ears. Yep.
All members of the band 03 that have been with me here on Off the Rails Friday today, and I really have enjoyed it. Set the last one up for me, guys. The Drug I Do, am I correct with that title?
You got it. Yep.
Being in love, isn't it?
What drug do you do nowadays?
Being in love, isn't it? It's Corey originally had the lyrics, and then there was parts he was like, I'm not happy with this. So he and I sat down one day and just kind of hammered the lyrics out, and it's about being in love.
Yeah. It's comparing, I guess, the love you have for someone, and there's a little
kind of like a euphoria that you get from it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess a lot of people could associate that with a drug. If not me, but
sure.
Yeah, making it like your love is an addiction, I guess.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Guys, it was a lot of fun talking today. Best of luck as you go. I hope this isn't the last time we get together, and the next time we can get together in person. How's that? And I'll get you to play these songs maybe live for me one or two times rather than have to do the pre-recorded stuff. But I really have enjoyed it today.
Member for that.
What's that?
So we might have to get a fourth member to play live.
Okay. Well, we'll bring in a fourth member. How's that for that one day? And we'll get a studio musician to come in.
That can be our next show. We'll find the fourth member.
That's good. 03 is the band. Jim, where can you find the music again?
Go to Facebook and look up the word 0, ZERO, and the number 3. You'll find the video for Becoming, and we've posted some other stuff on there too. We'll get more active in that to make sure that we have more stuff posted. We're going to be shooting some video footage too. So some new songs are coming up on the page. So please keep checking back.
Wonderful. Jim Bellamy, Corey Adams, and Ken Epling. Guys, thanks very much. And we'll leave you with The Drug I Do here on the Q.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
That I savor, that I say. and I can never leave. Never. It's the drug that I do. Na 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 na. It's the love that I do. Na 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 na. It's the drug that I do. Na 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 na. It's for me loving you. It's the drug that I do. Na 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 na. It's the love that I do. Na 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 na. It's the drug that I do. Na 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 na.